Does consciousness extend beyond the brain? Exploring the mind's great escape. Consciousness. It's that little voice in your head that keeps you company on lonely nights, reminding you of embarrassing moments from 10 years ago. But have you ever wondered if that voice is truly confined to your brain? Could consciousness actually extend beyond our gray matter, floating freely like an invisible, introspective cloud? Grab your thinking cap, or perhaps your tinfoil hat, because we're about to dive into one of the most fascinating and often mind-boggling questions of human existence. But here's the kicker. Despite all this brain activity, we still can't definitively say what consciousness is. Sure, we can measure brain waves, map out neural networks, and even predict some behaviors. But the exact nature of consciousness remains a bit of a mystery, kind of like how you can never quite figure out where that missing sock went. Theories of consciousness beyond the brain. Enter the wild and wonderful world of alternative theories of consciousness. Some scientists, philosophers, and yes, even your slightly eccentric neighbor with a penchant for crystals, argue that consciousness might not be confined to the brain at all. Here are a few theories that suggest consciousness could be the ultimate escape artist, the extended mind. Theory. This theory proposes that the mind isn't just a prisoner of the skull. Instead, it can extend into the external world, using tools, technology, and even other people as extensions of our thoughts. So the next time you forget something important, just blame it on your phone. It's practically an extension of your brain, right? Panpsychism. According to this theory, consciousness is a fundamental property of the universe, much like space, time, and the inexplicable appeal of reality TV. Panpsychism suggests that consciousness might be present in everything. Yes, even in your houseplants. So, the next time you talk to your fern, just remember, it might be more conscious than you think. Quantum consciousness. This one's for the science fiction fans. Some researchers propose that consciousness could be linked to quantum processes in the brain, allowing it to exist in multiple states simultaneously. In other words, your brain could be the ultimate multitasker, juggling multiple realities at once. This might explain why you sometimes feel like your mind is in two places at once, literally. The holographic universe. What if consciousness isn't just in our brains, but everywhere? The holographic universe theory suggests that our entire reality, including our consciousness, might be a projection of a higher dimensional reality. It's like the universe is one giant IMAX theater, and we're all just watching the show. Popcorn, anyone? Is there any evidence? Now, before we all start channeling our inner Yoda, it's important to remember that these theories are largely speculative. The scientific community is still split on whether consciousness really extends beyond the brain, and the evidence is far from conclusive. However, there have been some intriguing studies that hint at the possibility. For instance, research into near-death experiences, NDEs, has produced some puzzling results. People who've had NDEs often report a sense of leaving their bodies, experiencing heightened awareness, and even seeing events from an outside perspective, all while their brains are supposedly flatlining. Could this suggest that consciousness can exist independently of the brain, or is it just the brain's last-ditch attempt to make sense of a dire situation? Then there's the phenomenon of shared consciousness, where people in close relationships claim to experience each other's thoughts, emotions, or even physical sensations. While this might sound like the stuff of rom-coms or superhero movies, some researchers believe it could be evidence of consciousness extending beyond individual brains. Or maybe it's just proof that spending too much time with someone can really mess with your head. So, what's the verdict? As it stands, the question of whether consciousness extends beyond the brain remains one of the greatest unsolved mysteries of science and philosophy. Theories abound, from the deeply scientific to the wonderfully weird, but we're still a long way from a definitive answer. So, in the meantime, perhaps the best thing we can do is keep our minds open, both literally and figuratively.